Happy New Year, AFTERBUZZers! We are back for the Lethal Weapon episode. After show. Can't talk because I'm so freaking excited. Stay tuned after that opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another awesome episode of Lethal Weapon After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I apologize for my demeanor because I'm so excited. Wait for it. Oh my gosh. You can thank Mr. Chaos on this side for picking up the song because obviously it played in the episode, but I forgot completely what the song was about.
It did. And what's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos J, KAAOSJ. Also, one half of Tango and Cash. That's right, we're back.
Oh my god, I'm so
Are you excited? Because I'm excited.
You saw me, I completely flubbed the intro because I was so excited.
Exactly. I couldn't get here fast enough today.
No, well, also it's raining here in
Yeah,
LA,
exactly.
so that means
And
traffic doesn't move.
People forget how to drive.
Yep, welcome to LA. Also, hello, welcome to my face. I'm Alexis Torres. You can find me all over social media at atorres890. Don't forget to catch this show if you missed us during the holidays on iTunes. Hit us with that 5 stars or 4 stars because the other stars do not work. Or hit us up on this live chat because we're live right now talking about Lethal Weapon, which we are talking about episode 10, Homebodies.
And before we get any further, can I just say, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year.
2016 is finally behind us. 2017 is just going to be full of goodness and greatness and just awesomeness. And let's go.
No. Hey! Ta-da! I love that sound cue. Yeah, I'm really happy that's 2017, except for me, it's more like full planning for this chick.
It just got real. Yeah. It's going to happen.
I know, I'm so excited.
Your name will change.
it's like a trailer.
Your finger will have to do finger curls.
Yes, no, it will have to because I'll have another thing on it and I'll be like,
bam.
Okay, sorry. I am excited. I'm just stressed out. But anyway, but you know what doesn't stress me out? Silent rave / silent discos.
Ooh, ooh.
Have you ever been to one?
I have not, however, I have seen them, and because I DJ, shout out to Vox DJs, hopefully soon I'll do my own silent disco that I'll DJ.
So, to warn people, if you've never been to a silent rave, silent disco, whatever you want to call it, be warned, if you don't have headphones and you just came over just to check it out, it seems very weird. Murtaugh was not far off from the fact that he was
very confused.
What the hell is happening?
Why are they all dancing? I don't hear anything.
It's weird. If you don't know how it works, how silent rave / silent discos work, usually when you get invited to one, there is a select playlist that the DJ usually has. Everybody hooks up to it just like it's like a Spotify playlist. You have like a Bluetooth. You hook up to it Bluetooth at the time. Usually you just downloaded it. That's what you did back in the day. To your phone, iPod, whatever, and you would listen to that playlist, and it would just kind of play back and forth. Now, because we have so much different types of technology, you can use any certain way to put in different songs. If let's say the DJ's like, oh, I want to take out this one song and put in a different one, that is what that is.
Or what I know some DJs will do or some parties, they'll have multiple DJs and they'll have different channels. So the headphones, they'll say, okay, channel 3 is the 80s, the 80s channel, and channel 4 is current top 40 hits.
Yeah.
And then you just switch channels. Or they'll say, when we flash this light, when the light turns green, then you switch channels and another DJ's on.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is that usually those things go all night into the morning because most people usually don't really pay attention to, because you have headphones on, you're kind of going into it. The main thing that I want to tell people is you don't have to be on drugs to be on there. It helps. I've always gone to a silent rave or disco with no drugs. I've always been sober the entire time, and I think it's actually nicer, but some people are different, and it's totally fine. Nobody bothers you, just like how Riggs was very excited about it, because you just put on some headphones, usually pretty good damn headphones. Sometimes you're allowed to bring your own, or they provide it for you. It depends. And then you just enjoy the night and just dance away. Like I said, it is weird, though, if you walk in with no headphones on, because literally all you're hearing is and then moving and breathing and it's
feet stomping.
Yeah, stomping. And how in basketball when you hear the sneakers squeak, there's a lot of that depending on where you are. It's just a lot of heavy breathing and moving.
So it's very awkward.
Yeah.
If you don't have headphones.
If you don't have headphones. When you do
You
it,
have headphones and you're like, what?
it's like a whole
this
different world.
is my song. Something like that.
Something like that. You know, everybody's different. But like, I mean, again, I'm not like condoning people to go out and do crazy things, but if you've never tried it, I say you should.
It might be worth it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do drugs to go to a silent disco.
No,
or a silent rave.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Or whatever you want to call it with headphones.
Yeah. I like I said, I did it all through college and a little bit in high school, and I thought it was awesome. So
there you go.
But anyway, for this silent disco that we were at, we had an Adam Pressman, a 26-year-old male, who was not giving away, but obviously he was a drug handler, drug dealer, whatever you want to call it.
So it was kind of giving out some free samples.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people who were paying for it, and some I didn't see cash being exchanged off.
Because they prepaid through an app.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying drug dealing is,
It's totally different now. It's not like
on a whole new level.
It's not like you can like handshake and like you got some like a wad of cash. Now it's just like, I'll just Venmo you my drug money.
Right. Like I'll just Venmo you, just drop it in the car, I'm gonna keep driving.
So funny. And God, technology. And the fact that he got a text and pretty much he went outside and he got shot right in the gut. And it was sad. And so obviously we come back to Trish and Murtaugh, where they're talking about how Riggs hasn't been there, because obviously from the last episode we saw was the Christmas episode, which was pretty intense.
It was.
It seems like Riggs has not been to the Murtaugh household since then. That is what I'm assuming.
Which is kind of odd, considering that whole heartwarming moment that they had when they all went and brought the holiday to him. Like they said, we are coming to you. You need to be with your family on the holidays. Oh, I have no family. No, you are our family.
But I also get it. You know, he's going through some stuff too.
And it's an emotional time. The holidays can be emotional and trying for some people. He just wanted a little Riggs time.
Yep, and then eventually he got used to it, and we'll get into that a little bit more, because this episode hit me harder than I thought it would, and I'll get into that later. I don't need to get onto a soapbox just yet. We'll get into that.
But we do have the soapbox underneath.
Oh yeah, it's underneath.
It's ready to go.
You're just gonna see me disappear from this section, and I'm just gonna stand here in the middle on a soapbox. I'm not really, but pretty much we find out that oh my gosh, I'm blanking on little Murtaugh's name. Is it RJ?
Yes.
Yes. RJ is having a little bit of girl trouble because there's a dance coming in. I'm assuming because it was right after the holidays. It must be like a winter formal or some sort of winter dance. I don't know.
Homecoming.
Yeah, or Valentine's Day.
You know, they always change it up.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna get into like the logistics of dances, but anyway, there's a spring fling coming around, and and sadly enough, he does not have a date, so he is going to skip out on the on it. And you know, Murtaugh, being the smooth guy that he is, he's like, no, you shouldn't miss out on your senior winter formal.
And I was right, yeah. And I was gonna say, even if you don't have a date,
you should just go.
Go. Make sure some of your friends are going. Go, because you can still have a good time just because you don't have a date. And guess what? You might leave with a date. Trust.
That's actually true.
Your boy has been to many a formal, aka homecoming, aka winter, whatever.
Yeah. And
I have gone solo, and then I left with a date. I'm just saying.
No, I completely agree. I don't know. I think it's fine. I mean, like, most of the time you end up dancing with your friends anyway. You're not going to be dancing with your date the entire time. That's usually not a thing. Even if you're in a like really committed high school relationship, still doesn't happen.
So serious. We're so steady right now. We're going
so
steady. We're going steady.
Sorry, guys. Anybody who are high schoolers, we apologize. Also, you shouldn't be watching the show. But anyway, so he's getting flack because he texted the girl to come with him to this winter formal, and Murtaugh is not about that life. He's like, man. No, you're supposed to ask the girl
in person, face to face.
Do you agree with Daddy Murtaugh? Or
all day?
Okay,
all day. It has so much more meaning. Here's the thing: is like, and I say this all the time. And granted, texting is mad convenient. However, there's so much that gets lost in translation when you're texting, whether it be jokes, whether it be a serious conversation. Granted, I always say you should never have a serious conversation over text. People still do.
Do not break up over text.
Ever. That is wrong.
So stupid. Don't do it.
Ever. Don't. Never. Never, never, never. Anyway, so yeah, I'm definitely champion of doing it in person. There's some things that just need to be done in person. Breakups. Even asking someone out on a first date, let alone asking someone to go with you to prom or homecoming or whatever the case may be. So,
Yes.
Daddy Murtaugh,
No.
all the way, he was right on that one.
I am also on the same boat. I think it's just nicer. I mean, again, we are living in the world of technology where you can, Tinder, Grinder, all of that stuff. You can, everything is automated.
Equal opportunity apps for equal opportunity lovers.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, it's nice and all, but like you should, I mean, no, who talks on the phone anymore?
Right? People, you know what?
Remember back? I was gonna say, remember back in the day when you'd find that one crush, you get her number, and then you talk for hours on the phone.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Or like you have to be secret because you were young and you're like, I'm past curfew, so I have to whisper. And then,
Right, yeah, because I couldn't call past 9. My dad had
Same.
a strict rule.
Can't-
You don't call anybody's house past 9.
9. Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you tried to, like, let's say your parents were gone for like a vacation or
girl,
something. Hey, it's like really, especially when you got a cell phone.
Right.
Shut up. I was like, you would just sit there in the closet and just be like, hey, my parents are asleep. Like, I just thought it just brought back so many memories. Or when we didn't have cell phones and you had to try to call someone while your parents were asleep and they were listening on the other end and they're like, go to bed. And you're like, I'm so embarrassed. That happened to me a lot.
Quit playing, Dad. Okay, hey, girl, I gotta let you go.
Yeah, you're trying to be like
Right?
suave after.
My dad's so crazy. Hey, girl, you know what? I gotta let you go.
I miss those days sometimes. But yeah, it's just, I agree completely. I think it's more personable and
Yeah, that's right. Personable.
And-
And it's still, even now in this day and age, is still something. There's still something that you get that you don't get when. There's still a girl. Granted, girls sometimes they might see the text and like, oh my god, girl, oh my goodness, look, oh my god.
No, it's true.
But there's still the butterfly effect that's gonna happen when you ask a girl in person, whether it's a first date or you're asking her to a dance of some sorts. She's still going to get some tingly butterflies.
Also, it's just really cool as a female myself, to have that whole like romantic comedy moment where they have like a sign that says like, "Would you go to prom with me?" or something. Maybe a boombox. Maybe you guys are too young for that. I don't know, but you know what I mean.
Or an iPod,
Yeah.
like in Modern Family.
Yeah, look. I mean, we still have Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah,
You can
this is
still do
true. This
that.
is true. So you low key still could stand outside
yeah,
with a
and-
Bluetooth speaker that looks like a boombox with your phone docked inside.
Oh my god.
What?
Just look at this.
Retro 80s future.
See. Also, you should check out their other show. What was it? Dating and Mating?
Yeah. If you want some dating tips, if you want to level up your dating game, definitely next week we'll be launching Dating, Mating, and Communicating, also referred to as the DMC. So, yours truly, Chaos J. Make sure you check it out.
Yeah, no, if you want to see that face and also talk about dating stuff, you should go check it out because it's actually pretty awesome. But we've talked about this subject a little too long. So, besides
I appreciate that plug. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank you.
But obviously, we find out that because at the club we knew that there was obviously something going on with it looked like a Korean gang off the top of my head, especially because this is LA,
I still want to just crash a K-Town club, but at the same time, I value my life.
Yeah, I was like,
so
it's
I
probably not
don't
the
want to
best
get
idea.
shot in the face. But I just want to be that one. I just want to
Same
be
thing
able
with
to walk
Chinatown,
in.
too.
I just want to be able to walk in and be the only black guy there, and the music kind of stop, and then everybody looks, and then the music keeps going, and we just get it. And they're like, "Oh my God, this black guy is great."
Oh my god, I would watch that programming. But yeah, so we find out that he's been selling these drugs that are called Owls by Owlsley. And it's very interesting because the fact that I didn't understand if there was like what the drug was. Apparently, it is a completely legal MDMA. And I love it because the fact that Scorsese pretty much was like, oh, I wanted to learn it, so I chemically checked it out and things like that. And then the fact that he actually took 2 to 3 doses of the MDMA.
Let's not forget, Scorsese is a scientist. So by all means, sometimes you just There's no other way to do a full-blown test and hypothesis
So done.
than just to say, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take it.
But he was on the clock though.
I mean, but he was still working.
I mean,
he was still
okay,
working.
Fine.
He was doing a scientific analysis.
Fine. Okay. You have a point. That's fine.
Just saying.
That makes
I'm
sense.
just saying.
I just was afraid
However, I am not advocating doing drugs on the job. I saw an article. I saw an article in GQ about how the new thing is like popping LSD at work. Bad.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Say no to drugs.
Yeah, no, guys, no, don't do it. But sorry, just thinking about Scorsese because he finished his screenplay or his, I don't know if it's a novel or a movie or whatever, but he has
Short story,
something like that. But he has lizard people involved, and it's just there's a lot going on. Murtaugh's not having it.
A ton going on. Yeah, he's still trying to tell Bailey about it, and she has no time.
Did you catch the love triangle thing in there?
I did see that.
I was like,
see that.
Where's Cruz at? Where have you been?
Right?
Also, yeah, where is Cruz? He's my man,
Where
and I don't appreciate
the world is
Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz.
I would love for him to show up in a red trench coat,
Right, with a hat.
Yes, I want it so bad. But the fact that
Seriously, Halloween next year, you might need to put that on your short list.
Please.
I'm just saying.
But I love the fact that Bailey was like, how is this possible? How is this MDMA actually legal? And it's just because the person who's making this, Owlsley, is just they make it to the point where it's just right on the cusp of like before it is completely illegal. It's just like right on the border. So that's how they're able to get away with it. And also the fact that apparently, according to Scorsese, Owlsley is also the best chemist.
Hello.
Like, just has
The girl studied in school. Chemistry, yeah.
No joke, guys.
Definitely her strong suit.
Yeah, and also I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at math, terrible at science. This is that's why I went to film school. I can't do numbers.
Because you're creative.
Thanks. But like, and well, so are you. But I don't know what you went to school for. I didn't want to pry. So
It's okay.
okay.
Yeah. I went to school for a lot of stuff.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, a lot of random stuff.
I mean, I wish I could be a super senior, but I can't afford it. So, but Owlsley, we find out, is actually a lady. They find her apartment from the DJ who was there, who apparently was involved with our victim, and more of a friends with benefits or partners with benefits apparently, and and pretty much she hasn't left her apartment in 3 years.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't agoraphobia the fear of going outside?
I believe so.
I think that's it.
I believe so. If anybody knows, put it in the chat. But
put that in the chat. I believe it's agoraphobia, and clearly she had a strong case of it.
Yeah, I'm not.
She said she hadn't left her loft in 3 years, which is crazy because she said, I don't need to leave. Like, I can get anything I need from my house, which is scary, but it's true. Whether it be groceries, whether it be takeout, I mean, daily essentials, you literally can get everything you need delivered right to your doorstep. You don't have to leave.
But it's crazy because it's true. The fact that there is, Cass and I were actually talking about it, there is an app that does deliver alcohol to your home.
Right, yeah, she even talked about that.
It is expensive. I am not kidding. It is expensive.
They tax.
If you want to have it, it does deliver in 20 minutes. I've seen it because I went to a person who was turning 50, and they went all out, and they were like, oh, we're running out of alcohol. Well, we can just go get some. He's like, no, I got this. And ordered freaking alcohol and food and stuff. I mean, like, we all know about food, but like, insane to me. But I mean, you got Uber, you got Uber Eats, you've got actual Uber,
you've got Postmates, you've got DoorDash.
Yeah, like,
and then whatever the alcohol app is, I don't remember what the name is, but
if anybody knows what it is, go ahead and tweet
throw
us.
that in the chat too. I'm just saying, holler at, let us know.
Yeah,
because we will be having many parties in the near future for 2017. Because 2017 is gonna be such a great year.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of parties, did anybody catch our awesome Tango and Cash picture from the holiday party?
Hello. I haven't put mine out yet, but I will.
Yeah,
and
I had mine out. It's on my Instagram.
Foot pop on fleek. I'm just saying.
I forgot I had a foot pop.
I'm just saying.
There. That's so funny. But anyway, so I know that we're like not really into the cusp of it, but pretty much we get a new partner because the fact that it's Owlsley told us that the Koreatown gang is involved. They pretty much threatened Adam that they wanted to be a part of the selling of owls, and they wanted a cut pretty much. And Adam was like, yeah, that sounds great. And Owlsley was like, no, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have a say because we find out later that she's pretty much at Adam's fingertips the entire time, just like right around that dude's finger.
Well, that's because he kind of wooed her a little bit.
Although he seemes like, that type of guy that's just very charming, can talk his way out of, a plastic bag.
And he kind of seduced her and made her feel like, she was going to be the only one. Make me feel like
Nice.
I'm the only girl in the world.
Oh my God.
And pretty much she felt like that. She
what
was
was
the
that?
only girl
What was that?
in the world. She was the only girl in her house, at least.
I mean, that's true. But also, why wouldn't you want a grade A chemist? Like, that sounds great. I mean, again, not a person who likes drugs, but girl can make anything.
Anything.
That's insane. So they get our captain gets an outside source, Detective Cho, who is, again, I tweeted out earlier, and I also messaged our awesome Lethal Weapons HQ Twitter, because I cannot for the life of me remember this actor's name, but Chaos and I have recognized him in so many videos.
And she got excited.
I did, because
she was genuinely like, oh!
Yeah.
And I was just like, why are you so excited? Now, I recognized him too, but for me, the characters that I've seen him portray in the movies and stuff, he's always like a bad guy. So I'm like, oh, I have no time for that, which is great because that means he's doing his job, by the way.
Yeah, I get excited because I'm always like, yay, more Asian people on TV.
Yay.
And he's playing a good guy. So I was just like, whatever. I'm just happy to see him.
And he did play a good guy, and he was great.
Oh my God, he was fantastic.
I love the bromance that was building between him and Murtaugh.
The old man bromance?
Right?
It was adorable. I loved it. But yeah, Murtaugh pretty much latched onto Cho so quickly because he immediately introduced food to him, which, I'm sorry,
that is Murtaugh's weakness.
Yep, we already
That is
knew
legit his kryptonite.
Yeah,
good food.
It's good food.
Food is not good for his heart, but it's good.
I know. I think it's so funny, but it depends. Some Korean barbecue places actually have very good healthy options. You just have to find them. But definitely, if you're in K-Town, best place to go get Korean barbecue. One, because it's obviously extremely authentic, but two, because there's not just one place. You can go anywhere, and
then you're going to get a different flavor of maybe even the same dish, but it's going to be a different spin to it.
Yep, different spices, different way it's cooked, or they cook it for you, you cook it for yourself. It's a whole thing, and the experience is always different. I love it because BuzzFeed actually did one where it was like the least expensive Korean barbecue to the most expensive, and it is insane. You should go check it out after the show, of course. So they're starting to bond. Riggs is slowly starting to drift apart, mostly just because the fact that we find out from our amazing, lovely doctor that she is saying that he is clinically depressed. Now, as a person who is who's battled with that, for a long time, I totally understand where he's coming from and how she can clearly see it. It's in the fact that he doesn't want to leave. He's very much looking forward to avoiding people or anything that he can get his hands, or interacting with anybody, which makes sense. I mean, you don't even have to be clinically depressed to be like that. Most people just really like to get out of that busy bubble and just be by themselves. But if you look forward to it in the way that he is, and it's a little bit more intense than that, but we don't have to go into that. But he needs to learn to get back out there, especially since the Murtaughs are trying to get him back into the house or into their home and trying to talk to them and stuff. But Murtaugh is also just kind of tired of it. He's like, I've hit my point. He doesn't even text me back. And I love that that you pointed out that it kind of sounds like they're like a married couple.
Right. And what was even funnier about that particular situation was Trish and Murtaugh had tried to set him up on a blind date without it being a blind date. It was a blind date with one of her coworkers. So they're trying to get something going. They're trying to get some flames sparked, and that can't happen, one, because Riggs isn't ready, but two, because Riggs and Murtaugh are just at each other's throats the entire dinner.
Yeah. Because the fact that we know that this happened I don't know the exact time frame. I'm gonna say last year because it's the first Christmas he didn't have her with him. One, two, the fact that I'm trying to remember, the holidays are a very emotional, vulnerable time, and the fact that literally right after that we're like, hey, meet this girl that you don't know. You're being
Hey.
ambushed into coming over for dinner, but really you're actually being set up. That sucks. I don't care who you are. I know where Trish was coming from. It's totally
and
understandable.
it was a good place.
It was a
Her
good
and
place.
Murtaugh.
Yeah, even though Murtaugh looked like he didn't really want to be a part of it. He kind of was just there to support his lady.
See, I told you it wouldn't work. And
I was like,
and
Murtaugh.
he's like, oh, come on, bro.
Every episode
he puts his foot in his mouth.
No, he shoots his foot and then sticks it in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I'm so upset. I'm like, dude, can you not?
Just once. I'm gonna need you to just
one episode.
open your mouth and take out your foot.
Please.
Just once.
Please. It's so bad. I just,
But
anyway.
yeah, I mean, I get it, and
But I'm also glad that Riggs got it too. He was like, it's gonna have to happen eventually,
right,
and I'm gonna need that push.
Right, and I think that too. Another reason that Murtaugh was giving him such a hard time was because his feelings were hurt.
His feelings are always hurt.
Yeah, Murtaugh low-key be in his feelings, but yeah, I think his feelings were hurt because he's like, look, we just welcomed you into our family as family, and then you kind of just closed the door and just, abandoned us. However, I don't think people get it is that when you're dealing with something, despite the fact that you're saying, come on, and you're welcoming them with open arms, sometimes you still need to be able to have that time to yourself, that solitude to deal with whatever issues you're dealing with. And it's not that you don't want to be with them. It's just that the timing isn't right and you've got to sort stuff out before you can even entertain being around other people.
It's true. Well, hold that thought, because also he didn't really hang out with people. He was mostly with his wife the entire time. But let's put a pin in that for later. So while Cho and Murtaugh were getting quite friendly and becoming bros, they go to a nightclub because they found out that the gang, who their leader is actually called Kang, which I thought was interesting, and he goes to this nightclub regularly, and he actually has an informant in that club. And I love that Murtaugh actually knew a lot about like host clubs and things like that, which is a little bit different in Korea than it is in like Japan, because host clubs are a little bit different there. But it's kind of the same concept where like you have either women or men come up to you and they kind of show you a good time, not sexually, just they're supposed to entertain you. So they're like, they pour you drinks, they sing karaoke with you. We have them in Koreatown. They're just known as, they're called hosts, not, I can't remember the actual term for what they actually are in Korean, but I love how he actually knew that. I thought that was very interesting. And Murtaugh tried to stick to protocol because Cho was like, don't we have to call for backup? We have to wait, right? Because that's part of protocol. And he's so used to Riggs, he was like, yeah, you're right. We're supposed to wait.
Yeah.
So
and he kind of secretly, like, he kind of liked
excited.
it. Right. He was excited because for once he didn't have to argue.
I mean, yeah, because he was like, this is happening. I'm getting what I want, how I want it. Yeah. And Riggs showed up and was just like, all right, let's go. The bad guy's going to get away. And he's like, no, it's protocol. We stay here for backup. And he was so adamant about it. And I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. And sadly enough, the Kang got away. And Riggs was very upset.
Yeah.
And then had to go into a blind date after that. That sucked. Wasn't a good night. Wasn't a good night for Riggs. But after that, we find out that Owlsley. No, sorry. I'm trying to put all the stuff in order. Because when they at this point before they found out that it was a Korean gang, we found out when they found Owlsley, they were like, hey, we got to get you out of the apartment, and then that's when they got into a broad freaking daylight shoot, like drive by.
And not even in the neighborhood.
No,
it was like in
a
major street, like a major intersection downtown type situation.
Because we also know, as LA natives, LA doesn't matter what time of day, there's always cars. So if you're sitting there trying to do a drive-by,
always people and there's always cars.
Yeah, so obviously Murtaugh, Riggs, and Owlsley wouldn't be the only three people on the street.
Not even a little bit.
No. That was all TV glamour, and I was like, what is this? But whatever, fine. Obviously, they really needed to kill her. Just straight up.
It was like, now we can't wait till the night. She's out right now. At 10:15 in the morning. Let's go.
I was like, I haven't even had breakfast yet. Like, what's happening? So pretty much, we find out at this point in time because there was a text that went to... I don't know if it was a text or something like that, because we had the commercial where we talked about the Surface Pro. Yes, where they found text where it pretty much said that. Oh no, it was during the dinner right before they were interrupted in their squabble. That they were gonna go after the DJ and Owlsley, and they split up to go find them. Riggs went to go to Owlsley, and Murtaugh and Cho went to the DJ. They found her just in time. Very beaten up, barely breathing.
Yeah,
Thank
she
God
definitely
they got
had been
to
a
her.
little bit. She definitely got manhandled, to say the least.
No, I mean that her face was it was messed up. Yeah. So that was rough. But that makeup job looked great. But yeah, she talked about the fact that Cho was able to get into her Instagram and found a picture of the three of them: Adam, Owlsley, and the DJ, which I can't remember her name off the top of my head. When he shows her the picture, she's like, oh, that can't be Owlsley. That's just some weird geeky girl that used to follow Adam around. Then we found out, because when Riggs showed up at Owlsley's place, she was hiding in a cubbyhole, because she's smart enough to make a cubbyhole out of her apartment, which I was like, how? How are you able to do that? But I guess she has so much money, she can do whatever she wants.
Not only that, but she has a lot of time on her hands because she never leaves the house.
That's true, but I'm like, in my brain, I'm thinking of like LA lofts and stuff. Like, you're not technically supposed to do that unless she bought it, and then she can alter it whatever way she wants. But still, it was weird. But anyway, so I can't remember the actual term, but pretty much by touch, she was able to administer a type of like roofie to a point, and was able to kind of slow Riggs down while she tried to get away.
Right.
But in that midst of getting away, she got caught by the Korean gang.
Of course.
Yup. And so
At least she didn't fall while trying to run away.
that is also true. I didn't even notice that. Good for you. Was she wearing heels?
No.
Oh, okay. I was
I'm
like,
just
what?
saying, I
But
mean,
no,
that's
yeah.
typically,
what ends up happening. Yeah.
First off, why do you have heels on in the forest? But we'll get to that on another episode.
Every freaking time.
All the time.
But it's okay. So pretty much, Riggs is like tripping out of his mind. This is when obviously the Run the Jewels song came into his head, which was awesome.
He's doing one of these numbers.
Little Captain Jack Sparrow kind of moment. And he jumps on top of the car.
Because Riggs, even under the influence, is still Riggs, and he is a gangster.
So ballsy. And the fact that at this point in time, Murtaugh is talking about how he's like, I'm just glad that Riggs isn't doing anything crazy.
And he's actually dialed it back a little bit.
He did, actually.
And he said that, and the next thing you know...
He's on top of a car going, hey, Raj! And I'm like, no. And I love how, like, Cho's just totally fine with it. He's just like, okay. And they pretty much, they blew out the tire, and they got into a crazy car crash.
Yeah.
And then we get this really emotional and very vulnerable, but a very emotional scene. That's where it hit me for me as a person who's been dealing with depression all her life, is the fact that she actually, because of the fact that her power, we found out that she actually killed Adam, not the Korean gang, because of the fact that she was tired of being pushed around and having her heartstrings played with, and the fact that her life revolves around making this drug. But the fact that also that she can make any drug. So I feel like the power kind of went to her head a little bit, and the fact that she hasn't had any human interaction, and again the depression kicks in, and it's just kind of like how she kept saying over and over in the episode, the world sucks. And it does, but you have to find the light, which is we like that quote from our Dr. Cahill. Where, do you remember, I don't remember it word for word, but it was like, you can't burn the one bridge.
Right, from wherever you are.
Yeah.
Which don't burn the only bridge, or don't burn your only bridge to get out from wherever you are.
Yeah, because clearly that's your one way out. And you should be happy that there is a way out. Because as soon as you burn that, that's it, you're stuck there. And that's pretty much what she did. As soon as so she admitted that she killed Adam while Riggs was in the state, but she also made it kind of like a I guess like how the Nazis used to do those like suicide pills,
kind of like a cyanide or something like that.
Kind of pill or some sort of concoction that literally caused her to die slowly but not painfully, which is good.
Right.
And it was rough because the fact that she was talking about how this world is terrible, and it's just, I think I wrote it down in my notes, that she said that she took her own life because the world sucks and it wrecks you. And again, as a person who's dealt with that all of her life, it gets there. And I love that it showed to Riggs also. He's like, okay, I definitely need to, I know I'm better than this, and I just need to take my time.
Right.
So, yeah, tears for me, definitely, because I was like, oh my God, I relate to you. And the lovely lady who played, said Owlsley was fantastic. I was tweeting her all day going, oh my God, you're me. Like, not without the murder, but like, you're me.
Right.
I get where you're coming from. And Riggs was able, instead of arresting her because obviously she was going to die, he pretty much just held her until she left. And it was
Right.
just,
It was definitely a touching, emotional scene, and again, it's nice that they aren't afraid. And by when I say they, I mean they're the writers. They aren't afraid to touch on some of these issues. Because these are real issues, and these are issues that people deal with, and it's issues that affect their day-to-day lives.
Yep. And but it ended on a light note. Riggs showed up to the Murtaughs and gave him an apology wine. To say that
a nice red.
Yeah. And it was something nice. And then he apparently put pants on and went to
he had a pants on thing that he was going to. Night out.
Oh, speaking of, we talked a little bit about it, but Cho they were having their last meal together, but Cho was like, no, let's not put a label on it. Let's just
just
have
a meal.
It's just a meal. And I was like,
just a meal.
Cho, you're the best. And talked
if you ever change your mind and you want to make a change,
which I was assuming meant that if you wanted to change partners, but we all know that's not going to happen. 1, 2. I love how again you called out. It was like sounded like he was trying to say
right,
it was a relationship,
and I think they did that play on words and the whole double entendres and stuff to make it seem like they were talking about being in a relationship and him leaving his mate to be with Cho, when obviously we were talking about their police partnership, but it was still a cute scene.
It was very cute scene.
I definitely, like I said, I like that old man bromance that was going
adorable.
on. It was cool. It was definitely humorous.
Yeah, and
definitely
I know that
humorous.
people who probably ship these two together, which it's in every show. People do that. That's totally fine. Probably enjoyed every minute of that.
Right.
And Riggs decided to end the night by going to the same disco. They probably have a new DJ that takes over now, and put the headphones on and just enjoyed the music.
Pretty much.
Which was great. I mean, he wasn't dancing. Yeah, he was just sitting in the corner, just enjoying the rest of the night. And that is where we ended our episode, and we got a little
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, go for it.
Our boy Dante Brown.
Oh my God, he was so good in this episode.
Yeah, man. So after he was shot down by asking the girl to the dance in person, it gained the interest.
Not having it, sorry.
Right? It gained the interest of 3 other lovely young ladies.
Which
that
we
was
didn't even
like,
get the result.
hey.
Yeah, and we didn't even get the result to see if he picked one or all of them.
Right.
But yeah, no, see, it pays off,
So
guys.
you went from having no options to multiple options.
Yeah, not even one, not a couple.
But 3.
Yeah, like 3 different girls.
Trace options.
Trace, there's 3. That means 3 options. And it was just nice to see that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what that girl was thinking. Dante Brown is a handsome young fella. So
Right? You tripping.
What's wrong with you?
And he got a hot 16 waiting for you.
Yeah.
What?
What's happening? What is happening? I'm just saying, if I was 16, I'd be like, Dante Brown, take me to prom. But like, yeah, I'm just glad it all worked out. It was all, I loved their little moment where the mom and the kids, Trisha and the kids, are sitting there like, okay, yeah, what would you do, Roger? And he's like, well, I put a little bit of bass to my voice, and it was just really, it was really nice seeing them kind of just like get real close, and like it was just, I love their family moments. It's just awesome, especially seeing the fact that we went from that kind of terrible family moment before the holidays.
Right.
But again, also Trish, I still can't get over the
Trish
fact
handled
that she
it though.
Handled it. She
Like
kicked him right.
a boss.
God, I love you.
Cause she's bossy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
couldn't
okay.
help myself.
It's okay.
I don't even like that song actually. And I like Khalees, but I did not like that song. That was the most annoying
That's what
song
happens.
of
Like,
life.
it's burned into your brain.
But it is.
I hate it. But that was the episode. And the next episode, it looks like we got a little bit of Texas coming into LA. It looks like a Texas Ranger gets shot in LA, and they have to bring in the old corral to help out. And Murtaugh is just, he sticks out.
Yeah, like a sore thumb.
Like a sore. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Texas and LA, which we already kind of predicted that was gonna be coming up.
Right.
But anyway.
we're all curious.
Yeah. So overall, before we get out of here, what did you think of the entire episode as a whole?
It was a good episode. they touched on a few different, serious issues that affect, normal people, and not celebrities. And I thought it was great. Still, they still gave you the right amount of action.
They did.
They still gave you some funny moments, especially that bromance with Cho and Murtaugh.
So good.
We still get to see a lot more. We get to see that Riggs is so far from a one-trick pony. There's so many different aspects and just facets to Riggs and who he is as a person. So, I mean, again, I like it. Family moments, great. It's good. It was a good episode. It was a good way to come back. They gave us just the right amount. They didn't just, slam us with, just everything. Explosions, guns, lasers, lights, and cats. Meow.
Oh my God.
They didn't give us all of
that.
that.
Episode.
It was a good balance. So I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't too much because we just got back from an episode that was also kind of heavy.
Right.
So it was kind of nice to have something that was a little bit more comedic and heavy at the same time. It was a really good balance. I agree. But you know what also is a good balance? Him and I. Tango and Cash
Bam!
talking about Lethal Weapon every week, and that's why we
are back.
We're having another episode next week because we're back, no breaks for a while, and we might have not next week, but we do have a special guest that might be coming in very soon. So definitely keep track and keep updated through our social medias and stuff like that. But speaking of social media,
social media, but first I was going to say, just because Christmas is over doesn't mean Tango and Cash aren't still slanging out some gifts.
Stop it.
And by gifts we mean special guests.
Yeah.
We're always going to try and bring you any and everything we can to make this the most awesomest Lethal Weapon after show on AfterBuzz that you've ever watched, and we appreciate you tuning in. And you should know where you can find me, and if you don't, let me tell you, KAAOSJ. You can find me on Twitter, or you can follow me on Instagram, chaos_oceans31. Oceans, why? Because your boy is super wavy.
Super wavy all the time. You can find me all over social media as Alexis Torres, aka Torres890. That's ATORES890. You can check out my YouTube channel. I was just on the East Coast. I have a few vlogs up and stuff like that, or you can check me out on Snapchat or Instagram, where I post stuff all the time because I have no life. And it's mostly just dogs.
Which means she has a lot of life.
Well, as much as I can. It's mostly of me and my dog. Or wedding stuff. You'll see a lot of that as well. But guys, definitely check out, again, keep us updated with that. Check out the iTunes, check out YouTube, leave your comments too, because we do check those every week to see what you guys are talking about and how much you love the show. Don't forget to tweet the actors and the crew and everybody, try to get them on the show, because we want to get more special guests, because you gotta let them know that we're doing the show. All right, guys, have a wonderful night, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Peace out.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.